So today we are going to be taking a look at another keyword that I just lost a top 10 ranking to. And we're going to look at the competitors that have replaced me. And we're going to try to figure out, well, what did Google see in those that made it think that they should be in those top results now? Why are they better than mine? What do they have that mine don't have? And I said this in my last video. When we do this, we have to be careful when we are looking at these new competitors because we're so sort of hurt over the algorithms, the Google stuff that came out. We're so busy concentrating and saying, well, here's what's wrong with these. Here's why these shouldn't be ranking. But unfortunately, that doesn't matter because Google thinks that they should. So we're going to be looking at these sites and these articles specifically through this lens of what is it that they've actually done here. Let's try to find some parallels, some things in common they have with each other. Let's figure out what they are doing that matters and what they're doing that seemingly doesn't matter anymore, because I think that it paints a total picture. So if you're just a regular person like me, a hard-working blogger, I'm not an SEO smarty pants, I'm not no whiz kid, just somebody that worked really hard over the last 12 months to get about 500,000 clicks to his website. Actually, that number is different now because HCU is skewed that. So before HCU, it was 500,000 clicks to my website over the last 12 months. And just a hard worker that's working hard to get his traffic back. So if you're somebody that got hit by one of these updates and trying to figure out what do you do to get back, we're all trying to figure it out together. So hit subscribe, hit like, go back and watch my old videos about the HCU and all the stuff that's happened afterwards. But let's get into this keyword, and I think you're going to be scratching your head on what some of these articles are doing and how it is that they are actually able to rank. All right, so let's start here. This keyword, Planet Fitness Equipment Guide. And by the way, there is one big thing that I found whenever I was looking through these sites for this particular keyword, and I'm going to share it at the end of this video, something I've never considered before, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, that actually could make a difference here. So I'll share that whenever we get through diving through each of these 4 sites that I'm going to be comparing to. So, but there's a few things right off the bat we can talk about. Just looking at the overview that these sites have that mine do not have. First, all of them have higher DRs. I am a 21. We got some mid ranges, right? It's not crazy. It's 50, 50, 47, 66, but they're also higher DR than me. So they get that point in their column. The other thing they have is lower word counts, at least with the ones that it's being calculated, right? So mine's down here at 3359, although I don't think that's correct. I think Ahrefs is counting strange, but let's just say it's correct. I have a higher word count, which means these sites have maybe a more concise article or less fluff in their article. So another point into their column, right? So 2 things right off the bat. Now, one of the things that I'm going to show you here is 3 of the 4 we're going to look at don't even like do health and fitness. They're not health and fitness sites. DollarSanity.com, MoneyPantry.com, and the other one is MediaCoverage.com. And I'll show you those in a little bit, but they are not health and fitness sites. They are not anybody that's experts within health and fitness. They just write about generalities, right? So kind of an interesting point there, but let's jump over real quick. I want to show you my article first for a baseline, just to show you what it's got. And that way we can do some comparisons. So we got the picture at the top. That's me at a Planet Fitness. That's my wife back there. We got a category. We got a title. We got the author name and when it was written. We got some bold. We have some linking. This is an outward link. Here's me at Planet Fitness again. We got a TOC. We got properly formatted headers. We got more internal linking this time. And we got some highlight boxes just to try to spice some things up. There's me again. There's my Planet Fitness room. I forgot what that's called back there. More stuff, more linking, some bold, some highlight boxes. There's me again. That's my gym. That's all me. That's all me, etc. And then we got a FAQ down here, which is schemaed by Rank Math for FAQ, and then the outro, right? And then a author box. So we're going to use that for the baseline. Let's go look at the first, which is it's one of those sites. It's just anything, right? Making money, saving money, stuff that's not related to Planet Fitness. Although they wrote an article about the complete list of Planet Fitness workouts, right? So right off the bat, let's just say this. The idea that I don't want to point at this and say, well, it's dollar sanity. It shouldn't be ranking anymore. Because my opinion if something should rank or not doesn't matter now. Google is just doing whatever. And so we have to kind of set that aside and say, okay, the idea of like having expertise in your field, it's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. Like this, there is no expertise here with this website. It is written by the Dollar Sanity staff. It has no expertise within the article or experience whatsoever. I'm not saying that saying it shouldn't rank. I'm just saying that we need to think about how we're writing now, and that is not necessarily a confirmed ranking factor anymore, regardless of what Google is saying, because if they're saying it is, and we're seeing this, then, well, explain yourself, right? Okay, so let's go down here. It is, the article has got pictures in it of a real gym. It is a table of contents. It's got a sign up. We got an opportunity to sign up for something here. Mine does not have that, so ding, we'll put that over in their column. Maybe some stock photos. We got some ads in the middle of it. These look like maybe Google ads. I'm not exactly sure. lots of bullet points in this, like a lot of bullet points and a lot of ads. We got some internal linking. It looks like, nope, that's going to an edu. That's interesting. So let's put a feather in that cap that they have outwardly linked to an educational site, or like maybe a college or a study or something. Lots of bullet points, but we have links to stuff that doesn't make any sense here. 10 cheapest places to buy land. So it's linking to articles that are completely unrelated. But again, from Google's standpoint, what does this have that mine doesn't have? Lots of bullet point lists, right? Mine does not have that. It has the word list in the title. It's got an outward link to an edu site, maybe an authority site, which mine doesn't necessarily have. So, some things here that even though it's sort of a generic site and a generic article, there's still some things. I do want to point out that it does have affiliate disclosure. A few of these do and a few of them don't, so nothing really to kind of point at there. Also, you're going to notice that almost all these were written in 2023 because everybody's using AI to rate their stuff, so it is what it is. Let's go to the next article. By the way, notice the word list in that title. All of these have the word list in the title, right? There's another one. There's another one, but mine does not. So they all get a point for that one. So I'm going to make that update. I'm going to do that. So this one, no picture at the top, right? It still has a person's name here, verified June 2023, may contain affiliate links. We got, looks like internal linking. Jim, this one links out to Planet Fitness, which I have that. So we have a bunch of, and we have a random sign up here in the middle for a bunch of different affiliate opportunities, which are not related to anything. And this is another one of those sites that's just, earn money, save money types of things. So Planet Fitness machines, let's see here. This here, Money Pantry, a lot of internal linking here. So properly structured headers, although the capitalization is maybe questionable. Lots of bullet points again. Second time we've seen that. And according to Healthline, so this is important to note, a high authority site. I think it's like a DR90 if I remember right. So I don't think I have anything that high ranking on my article, so I'm going to have to address that. And an FAQ that looks properly schemaed. I'm going to assume it's a schema. And then the outward. Okay, what does this have that mine doesn't have? Again, lots of bullet points, a high authority outbound link, and that's it that I can kind of see. Nothing else that really kind of stands out. Let's go to the next one. I got two more for you. Mediacoverage.com. Something they have that mine doesn't have, or at least to this degree, is they have 18 articles on Planet Fitness. They got great topical authority. Now, I think they're all AI written because they're all using AI pictures. Like these are all AI pictures, and you can tell because like none of the words actually spell anything. Like this doesn't spell anything. It just looks like it's AI. And look at the intro article. That's oh boy. There's no so even though it's topical authority, this reeks of unedited AI. Here's another way you can kind of tell. If I scroll down here, the words in conclusion appear 4 times in this article. There's 4 conclusions in this particular article, but we also have no header structures. We just got like one primary header that are long AI unformatted looking headers. But again, I'm pointing those out because it doesn't matter, right? In this particular case, it doesn't matter. So we should stop focusing so much of our time of like, I got to make my headers look better. It doesn't seem to, I mean, it'd be nice if they look good, but it doesn't seem to be a ranking factor, at least in this short sample. So we're going through the rest of this, another conclusion, another AI picture, etc. This one's interesting because it does actually say it's written by a person, but it's in business. Look, wealth, business news, market coverage, stock market, another money site ranking for Planet Fitness. So let's scroll down here. I mean, it's really difficult to read because the paragraphs are so big, and there's essentially this looks like to me an AI wrote it and it went straight to publish without anybody looking at it. Is what it looks like. So, but doesn't matter. Google sees something in it. What does it have? It doesn't have any bullet points whatsoever. It doesn't have really any structure to it whatsoever. It's outside of paragraphs. It has the topical authority. To be honest, that's the only thing I'm able to pull from this one that seems to matter, right? It has topical authority. Worth mentioning, though, the last 2 we looked at only had 1 Planet Fitness article each. So topical authority, may not be. And here's the other part of this that is tough is because I know that there's not one thing. I know there's not probably 10 things or 30 things, but it says like definitively, there is no such thing as definitively. Topical authority is not a definitive ranking factor. And we've seen that here. Structure, proper structure is not a definitive ranking structure. I know it's a whole bunch of different things working together, but that's what happens whenever you have the nonsense and chaos of the last few months and no clarity from Google moving forward on what we're supposed to be doing. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's look at the last one. Now, this one's interesting because this one is the only health and fitness site in this audit. So if I actually go back to the main page, You'll see it's a dude named Kyle who's offering. He's got his own course, which you love to see on health and fitness sites. Somebody that's got some sort of transactional opportunity. There's Kyle there. He's got a bunch of blog posts. You're gonna notice though they've been going hard on the Planet Fitness. Their latest is Planet Fitness, and here's another one, 50% of the last one, because there's opportunity in it within SEO right now, and it's working for them. So I got zero problems with that. Now let's look at the actual article itself. And this one also has a decent amount of topical authority as well, not just those 3 that I showed you, but they've got quite a few other articles also. It was written by a person, but then reviewed by a certified personal trainer. Affiliate links, I wanted to point out that the main picture is actually sourced by the certified personal trainer. So we have here our first-hand experience of this audit. Certainly appreciate that. Let's see, we're just basically, we got ourselves a sign up here, a way to interact. It's got some interesting structure. We got like header, strangely formatted picture, header, picture, just kind of an odd way to do that, but okay. We got more bullet point lists. So 3 of the 4 are going nuts deep on bullet points. We have, again, looks like the CPT has her picture here, so firsthand experience. And yeah, more bullet point lists here. Not really, something I'm not seeing a ton of here. I guess that's an ad there, but not real heavy on, I shouldn't say that as soon as I said that. So the YouTube videos just appear to be coming from all over. That's a person, there's a different person, there's a person, there's another little person. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Well, that mine doesn't have. It's quite detailed. It's got a lot of bullet points. It has topical authority similar to mine. I think it's got a little bit more. I think it's got a few more articles than mine probably has. I'm not seeing any. I'll have to go back and look later. I didn't see any outbound links to high authority sites, but that's not necessarily a huge deal. Let's see here. My cat's going crazy here. Okay, so this article is fine. Like I think that this one should be ranking in the top 10 because A, it's health and fitness, it's firsthand experience. The person that wrote it is a writer who doesn't seem to necessarily have the experience, considering that she just started working out when she started writing for but a CPT reviewed this, right, to some degree, right? And so this feels like it should be up in there a little bit. So it's fine. So what do we see here? All right, so what have we learned? Out of the three of the four are not niche specific, have zero experience whatsoever, and 1 seems to be predominantly AI unedited. Still ranking. Like, okay. Lots of bullet point lists. They all have something similar in their title with the word list implemented into their title altogether. Mine doesn't have that. All right, so here's the big one that I wanted to share with you guys. So I looked at my article and I thought, well, how am I expressing my experience and my expertise? And I thought, how many times does the word I appear? Like me, right? On my website, on this article, the word I appears 43 times. I thought, well, how many times does the word you appear, right? If you're a reader, I would be saying you as a reader, connecting to you. It appears 16 times. So 43, did I say, to 16. I'm talking about me way more than I'm talking about you on my article. And I thought, well, let me just go and see what these other articles, what they are doing, right? So I, on the health and fitness one, appears 4 times. Remember, mine was 23. And the word you appears 38 times. Now, granted, some of these are going to be in ads and some things like that, but look, you can see how many times you. So this article talks a lot about you. It's connecting to you. Let's try this other one. This is another one of those money sites. Let's do I first. I appears, well, technically, none. There's none because there's no firsthand experience here. This is the all AI one. But how many times does the word you? You shows up 17 times in this, and you're seeing obviously a pattern here. I got 2 more to show you. In this one, another non-experienced site, I shows up. That's not going to be in this section. This is in the FAQ. In this section, I just wanted to show you. So it shows up once. Okay. How many times does you appear? 44 times. And the last one, if we see I, none. Basically, it's in the I consent, and that's it. How many times does you show up? 35. And here's why I think that matters, right? And this might be a shift for me that I'm going to test out a little bit is, if you're a reader, do you want to hear me talk about me, or do you want me to talk about you, right? And so maybe there's some some extra value in here to the way that we are structuring our sites. I got so busy trying to say like, see, look, this is me. I know what I'm talking about. I'm experienced. And I'm talking about my experiences. Maybe people don't want to hear that anymore. Maybe it's something different. Maybe Google knows people don't want to hear that anymore. So I just thought it was kind of an outstanding blemish, not blemish, but like discrepancy with the way that my articles, if we talk about what do they have that mine don't have, that one to me is the biggest out of this whole thing. Is they've got a bunch of articles about you, or not a bunch, but this article about you, and this article, if you read it, is actually more about me. And that seems like a bit of a light bulb for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few changes here. I'm going to go into my site on my article. I'm going to update the title to have the word list so it becomes more competitive. I'm going to actually change my author name to include my credentials, even though it doesn't seem to be necessarily a ranking factor, at least on this particular short sample size. It can't hurt. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to start finding ways to implement more you into my articles and less about me, and see if that moves the needle at all, at least with maybe a couple of these articles. So that's all I've got. One of the interesting things about the times that we are in is there's really no clarity from Google. So anything's still on the table as far as like what can move the needle. And finding stuff like this and doing these live deep dives, I realize they're a bit tedious and perhaps boring to watch. But I thought I would just include you on the way that I'm looking at these things. Maybe it'll help you try to figure out, like, whenever you're looking at your competitors, what are you missing? What do they have that you don't have? And again, try to focus more on not like, well, here's something wrong and why they don't deserve the ranking. Your opinion of whether they deserve it or not doesn't matter. You're researching them because they're ranking. So Google says that they do. Try to figure out why Google says that they do deserve that ranking. So that's it. Thanks y'all so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video. Peace out.